Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's lecture is about a variant of orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. It is called single carrier FTMA. As we discussed in the last lecture about peak to average power ratio, that increases the with the number of increase in the number of subcarriers, which if basically introduces non-linearities and inter-carrier interference. So solution for the this increase in number of subcarriers can be done with the help of single carrier FTMA. What is single carrier FTMA? Now, if you look at the typical OFDM transmitter as below, it contains these blocks: serial to parallel demultiplexer, and then an endpoint IFFT, then a parallel to serial multiplexer, addition of the CP, and then the combined signal is sent to the channel. Now, this endpoint IFFT, it causes high PAPR in OFDM, which introduces non-linearities in the input-output relation at the power amplifier, which is involving a lot of subcarriers. Now we see modified OFDM transmitter. So if we put an endpoint FFT before this endpoint IFFT, so the combined effect of this new block endpoint FFT introduces a cancellation effect. This endpoint FFT cancels the endpoint IFFT with each other. So at the end of the day, so you get a output which is a single carrier output. But what's the need of then multiple carriers? So actually what we do in this frequency division multiple access single carrier FTMA, we kind of reduce the number of subcarriers indirectly by introducing an M point FFT which is less than the N point FFT to reduce the PAPR while still retaining the properties of OFDM system. So instead of using an N point FFT block here, we can employ an M smaller than N point FFT to reduce PAPR while still retaining the properties of OFDM system. So single carrier FTMA is not actually a FTMA system or OFDM system which contains a single carrier. It has more than single carrier, but it lies actually something in between the single carrier and multi-carrier system. So the proposed single carrier FTM system schematic is shown below. We have a serial to parallel demux. Then we have two new blocks, which are basically, the first block is M point FFT, where M is smaller than N point IFFT, and then we have a subcarrier mapping. These two blocks are addition of the blocks which you can compare it with OFDM system. So if you remove these two blocks, you will have a conventional OFDM system. But if you introduce these two blocks in the OFDM system, which are new blocks, then the complete system would be a single carrier FTMA system. So the number of symbols M in the IFFT block is less than the number of subcarriers introduced by this N point IFFT block. So hence, introducing the M point FFT in single carrier FTMA significantly reduces the PAPR of the system by indirectly reducing the effective number of subcarriers. So this is the basis of single carrier FTMA receiver. Similarly, we at the receiver side we have CP, serial to parallel, endpoint FFT. Now these two blocks are new for the OFDM single carrier FTMA system. These are two new blocks. First we do the equalization and demapping, and then we take the M point IFFT, and then we have parallel to serial mux, and then we have symbol stream at the receiver. So what does single carrier FDMA receiver do? Receiver schematic incorporates two blocks compared to the OFDM receiver. So after the endpoint FFT, the symbols are equalized across all subcarriers, like here. Then following the above operation, they are subcarrier demapped as they are mapped in the transmitter side. Finally, the M point FFT is performed and the serial symbol stream is generated. The receiver is opposite to the transmitter. It is a kind of a mirror image of the transmitter. So how this subcarrier mapping is done in single carrier FTMA? This is the basis of the operation of single carrier FTMA. This this block is most important block, which is called subcarrier mapping. It maps the M point FFT to N point FFT. Okay, so subcarrier mapping is a key operation in single carrier FDMA. Let's understand this more with an example. Let's have an example of mapping. We have M is equal to 4 and we have N is equal to 12 subcarriers. Actually, we want to have the advantage of the 12 subcarriers, but these 12 subcarriers somehow introduces PAPR because it is non-ideal behavior. So M is equal to 4, we take M is equal to 4, just an example. It means that we have 4 symbols and we take the 4 point FFT to get X0, X1, X2, X3. These 4 symbols are to be loaded into the 12 subcarriers, like, and here is 12. So what we do, one thing we can do with the help of this subcarrier mapping is we can map the first symbol to the first subcarrier, then we have 2 zeros, then we map X1 to the fourth subcarrier. Similarly, the carrier number 5 and 6 are 0. We don't load any symbol on these subcarriers, so these are zeros, and hence we have the total of 12 subcarriers. So this is called interleaved FDMA or IFDMA, which is basically another form of SCFDMA. So we have zeros. So we interleave the symbols that we are actually transmitting. Another example of LFDMA is localized frequency division multiple access, where we basically map all the 4 symbols from the previous example continuously. It was 4 symbols, they are localized here. So, and the rest of the carriers endpoint FFT, which are 8 in this case, they are basically put to equal to all 0. So we have actually total 12 subcarriers which are being added together, but actually they are zeros, so the sum is less, so peak to average power ratio would also be less. Thank you very much.